All right. Welcome back, chat. Welcome back. We're 2-0 in the Magic Modern Format Playoff Online, Magic the Gathering Online. Our last opponent was our Tron opponent, and we faced Dredge and Tron. Actually, the Dredge matchup's probably a difficult matchup for us if we don't get key pieces, and the Tron matchup, game one can be a little bit rough, and as we saw, it was a little bit rough, mainly due to not having the Blood Moon. But we did take it down game two in game three as well. So we're here in round three, hoping for that dice roll, hoping to keep our streak alive here, and seeing who we might play. We have not run into Phoenix yet. I would like to avoid that one if possible, although we are properly tooled in our sideboard and a little bit in the main board for that matchup. But once again, I would prefer to avoid that matchup at all costs. Let's see what we get here. Dice roll would be nice. Let's ask for that first, then we'll get to the match. And we do. We got the dice roll. All right. All right, so this hand's interesting. It has two pieces of lock, no ramp. We are on the play. We get two draws to draw our third land. We're not doing anything super crazy here. We are going to be a little bit dependent on our deck giving us that land. But we'll go ahead and give it a shot. Unknown opponent, why not? Maybe Jaya will be important. Alright, so we do find our Desperate Ritual. I'm going to go ahead and wait a turn. I don't want to get randomly Spell Pierced. They might have Remand. We don't know what our opponent is. We don't know if Blood Moon would be a little bit more interesting than this Bridge. If we see Thing in the Ice, obviously Bridge is probably a little more interesting. The other thing we could be doing here is also looking just to play Jaya. Alright, so we hit another Ritual spell here. In this case, let's go ahead and see if we can't take them off some colors or play Jaya here. We're probably looking at a Bolt across from us, so let's go ahead and try a Blood Moon. I'm expecting a Remand of sorts here. No Remand. Alright, so we take them off blue. Probably not the strongest thing to be doing here, but I don't foresee a Bridge doing a whole lot either. Faithless Looting from our opponent. They must have just drawn this. There's a double Arc-like Phoenix here. Oh my gosh. Are we just going to get punched in the face? There's a third Arc-like Phoenix and an additional Faithless Looting here. Our Bridge wouldn't be doing anything anyway either. Let's see here. If we were to get land, we could do Land Bridge. We're going to get hit for a lot here. 9 damage, we need running lands to have a shot at this game. Or an Anger off the top here. There's a land. I mean, I think we'll go ahead and play towards this. We've already shown the Blood Moon. That being said, if they have one Bolt, we're dead here. This is the matchup I said I'd like to avoid. There's a little bit of blue mana for my opponent. Thing in the Ice. Metamorphose. Probably the best draw here is a land into then a Chalice. We want to put a Chalice on 1 to avoid a Lightning Bolt kill here, because we're going to be sitting at 2 life. Our second Bridge is nice in case they have an Abrade, but we're definitely on the way on the back foot here. Thought Scour. There's one Lightning Bolt gone. Whew. Dodging it. If they Faithless Looting one more Phoenix away, we lose as well. That would mean they had their top 4, or their 4 Phoenixes in the top 4. Thank goodness we avoid that. There's a Crackling Drake. There's a land. Land. Ritual. Bridge. Okay, so we're under. Now we just need to avoid that Lightning Bolt. There's 2 Faithless Lootings in the yard. Alright, they find it. They find it. We needed exactly Chalice, probably in the next 1-2 cards. It wasn't gonna be. All right, Eidolons, Ravenous Traps are definitely gonna come in here. The Angers are pretty decent as well. Our Blood Moons aren't very good here. We can swap the Slagstone for one of those Angers. Let's see here. This Chandra is probably not good, nor is Jaya here in this matchup. Our Relic's fine. Our Bridges are kind of needed. I guess Jaya can kill a Thing in the Ice. Let's bring her back. We can probably go down a pair of Abrades. We may even be able to go down more if we're like planning to get this Ravenous Trap here. So let's go that route. So we have 9 here, and we're bringing in 7, 8, 9. I want to get this other Eidolon in here. Other Eidolon is probably better. Honestly, probably better than a Ritual. Although it would be great to Ritual out. We don't want too many Rituals. So let's bring a Chandra back in and one Ritual also out. We'll take a couple of those out. So by taking a few Rituals out, we need to focus on having at least 2 to 3 lands so that we can cast our Angers when we get them. The Ravenous Trap would be really good in hand, and in this case, from the previous match, would have won us it probably fair and square there. Relic will be also important. Chalice on 1 and 2 is fine as well. If we get a Chalice before a Relic, that's fine. It's just a concession we're having to make by playing a 1-drop in a Chalice-based deck. I don't see anything else that I'm particularly interested in, so we'll do this. A few of our creatures are a little bit questionable because they're going to bounce back to hand if Thing of the Ice flips, so we'll just keep that in mind with our bridge. This is definitely one of the harder matchups, especially game 1. Game 2, we have 6 kind of answers, and then we have these like reactive 3 answers here as well. We'll put Jaya in here as a reactive answer as well. Chandra's just acting like a mini Koth in this example. We're hoping that we can flip her and just kind of do some incremental damage to our opponent before they're able to assemble too much damage to us. She will flip easier with a Ritual kind of effect, but we're looking to probably play like 2 other spells to get her to flip. We'll hope that we're doing something like maybe Ritual and then Anger wouldn't be a bad idea. We'll flip her before the Anger trigger. I'd like to play first. All right. This hand really dies to a Thing in the Ice, but it's pretty good otherwise. All right. We'll keep. This is probably the loosest keep I've kept of the playoffs this session. But I think it's okay. Our opponent was very much on the go all in on their graveyard, and let's see if they decide to do that again. They're not afraid of blue or Blood Moon, which is an obvious thing not to be afraid of. All right, we have a Thing in the Ice across from us. We have a Hazard that we're not casting. Casting and getting value out of, I should say. The hope here is that they kind of go a little bit all in, and maybe we can grab a few Phoenixes here, but we're definitely behind the curve on getting anything going with our opponent here. So there's a Faithless Looting. I almost want to see a Chandra off the top. That would probably be the best thing. The Torch of Defiance Chandra. If we see a couple Phoenixes here as well, it wouldn't be bad. So it looks like they're flipping here. That is a very big 7-8 here on turn 3. And I have no way really to kill it here. Eidolon's a little late. We can play Hazard down. Obviously, Hazard's not blocking. The idea here is I can play land, Eidolon, pitch something perhaps. We need to probably get this Ravenous Trap out of our hand this turn as well. That way we have the best chance of doing this. So if we can get Ravenous Trap out, we can play land, Eidolon, Pitch Anger, and then I'll have 2 cards in hand. Hazard can't. Wow. Jace. Hi, Jace. What are you doing over there? Ooh, okay. Can't say I've seen Jace in a lot of these builds. We have the Spyglass in the sideboard. Unfortunately, this is probably going to ruin us here. I'm expecting my opponent to... They put the card on top. I can't do much about that, and I can't block here. A Simian Spirit Guide is an interesting card. So we'll cast Simian Spirit Guide. And we'll cast Eidolon, so we have a blocker here. Not great blockers, but we have blockers. If I could get in, it would be great. The only reason we can't get in is because I haven't cashed in Ravenous Trap yet. They bounce Eidolon. That's fine. And they bolt Simian Spirit Guide. Alright, so our opponent's got us. Well, we can't win them all. We'll have to try to win through a little bit of that loser's bracket. But Blue-Red Phoenix definitely taking one from us. In quick fashion, the first one, a lot of the Fire Chickens, the Arclight Phoenixes, coming through. And then this one, we kept a very, very, very loose hand. We were hoping they were going to be back on the Phoenix plan, but they happened to just have a horror. The other reason to keep this was looking for Pyromancer's Ascension and trying to nuke the graveyard to buy us enough time. If they were on the Pyromancer's Ascension versus the Woken Horror here, our Thing in the Ice, I think we could have had a shot at this one, but that's how the cards fell. We will see you in the next round, chat. We'll see if we can't pull ourselves out of this and win from here.